You're never going to guess what I'm about to say, Greg. Oh, wow. Welcome back to another episode of Casual Collectors and Cocktails. I am Jimboski.
Prost, Jimboski. This is Gregory.
Gregory, welcome. So we should make our first order of business what we're drinking tonight. Yeah, booze, right. What do you got?
Some yellowtail red wine, the go-to Shiraz and Cabernet mix, the blend.
Nice, can't be that. I am kind of going with my go-to pre-mixed old-fashioned. This one's by a whiskey company called Bullet, which is kind of very popular these days. It's not necessarily my favorite, but the bottle's not going to drink itself. So it is what we have to do in order to make things happen in this world. So, Greg, you're taking us a special journey tonight, aren't you?
Okay, so since I enjoy Lego and am the Lego guy of the bunch, let's go to Lego.com.
Lego.com, okay. Lego my ego. Here we go.
And let's go to the search engine.
All right. I'm at the search engine.
Type in BrickHeadz.
Brick. I think is it HDZ?
It's one word.
BrickHeadz. Brick. There we go. HEADZ. BrickHeadz. So, these are really cool. I kind of only ever saw these on the periphery, and I didn't really take notice of them. But you kind of turned me on to them. I do have a small Funko. It is small Funko collection, relatively speaking, because people have thousands of Funkos. I don't know. I might have a couple dozen. But this seemed to kind of emulate the Funko lineup.
They don't want to admit it, but it definitely came out around the same time when Funko was, very popular. So this is definitely Lego, the company, their answer to Funko.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I mean, until you showed me these, I actually didn't realize how cool some of these are. And I'm being sincere. These are cool. This Luke Skywalker.
The detail is great.
Yeah, these are neat. Really neat.
And they're really simple, 10 to 15 minute, maybe 20-minute builds.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Lego can get pretty complex and involved. I noticed I said Lego, Greg.
No S.
That's right.
The plural of Lego is Lego.
But I guess they seem to follow suit. Lego having its own extensive merchandising.
Statue of Liberty.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the little Statue of Liberty. Ah, look at this.
Armando Salazar from the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay. You threw me off there with an old reference. But I was checking out the Boba Fett here. That's a pretty cool looking Boba Fett. Yeah. One of your favorite characters. Everybody's favorite character. If you like Star Wars, Boba Fett, right? But that's cool, man. I like the gun, this sort of designs. And I don't own any of these yet. But this is retired. Interesting. So here we go.
That is retired. So that is one of the issues that you deal with. The scarcity of some of the Lego product.
All right, and so then it would be, I guess you'd have to go to the secondary market and see if you could find one on eBay.
Secondary market, check Amazon, check eBay.
Interesting. And the price, but these originally retail for maybe $12.99. I saw on another one.
Yeah, I think the smaller ones are usually generally $9.99 to $14.99, depending on what comes in it.
And then if you're going to look for this on eBay, I guess it depends on how popular it was, what the figure is, etc.
Well, they did make 2 Boba Fetts.
Oh, okay.
And unfortunately, the one is very limited and only came out for New York Comic Con. And it came with Boba Fett and Han Solo and Carbonite.
Pretty cool. What does that go for these days, do you know?
I haven't looked lately. I picked one up for $200 a couple years ago.
Yeah, okay. So we're talking hundreds of dollars. That's a real appreciation.
Scroll back down for a second.
Back up here?
Right there. Right. So here. One of the cool ones, and one of the cool things about these products, is all the way to the right, next to Boba Fett. So they had a groom, a wedding groom. But this was great if you wanted to create your own, because the pieces, you've got different shades of colors. And this one was a great product for the price because it gave you unlimited, pieces to build different characters. You could build yourself, you could build a friend, you could
Hmm.
customize it into something else.
I see. Yeah.
You got a helmet, hair, glasses.
Little
So this
mustache
was a cool
action.
one.
Yeah, you can have different, skin tones and stuff like that. Glasses. It's pretty cool.
Looks
So,
like Commissioner Gordon from the
right.
last Batman
That's
movie
right.
with
Yeah,
Robert
maybe.
Pattinson.
It's wearing a fancy outfit, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
And again, so that one came with extra pieces, and that one was nice and cheap.
Originally, but now, as again, this is retired, right? So if you want to buy this, you're going to pay a premium.
You're gonna have to pay a premium,
Huh. But
but you could
just,
just see like the difference in there's Aquaman, there's uh, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter. They're all over the
I like
place.
this a lot.
Incredible.
Yeah, Incredibles retired though. Interesting. So there must be a way to filter to see like what's current versus retired, maybe. Wow, that's a cool lion dance guy. It looks like a dragon on his head. That's neat.
Yeah,
Well, obviously
there's
they're
cultural themes, all kinds of different themes. There's
Disney.
Disney there.
Yeah, they own all the license, or they have access to all the licensing, right? Through their agreements. The
Captain
Joker.
Phasma, a Thanksgiving turkey, and the Joker, like you said, why so serious?
You can even get to the little Christmas time action. But oh, interesting.
And
So
to the right, you see who that is? Go back
da-na-na-na-na.
one.
Ah, right here, Marty McFly and Doc Brown, right?
Doc Brown, Marty, Marty, we have to go back to the future.
Also retired. So interesting that they retire these. I wonder
Lord of the
what
Rings,
their strategy
Legolas
is
and
around that.
Legolas and Gilmy,
Ah, that's
Gimli.
cool. Yeah, these are
Again,
all
retired, but
really neat. Oh, is that Tom and Jerry? Yeah, look at that.
Tom and Jerry.
So 1049, but out of stock. So
Right.
these appear to be based on like the limited, you know, access to these newer products are like still like very popular.
Bill Murray, bottom right. Ghostbusters.
Ah, Venkman, yeah, and Slimer, pretty cool concept.
Tim Burton, Jack Skellington, and Sally.
Oh yeah, sure, that's a neat one. It's just sort of like there's Luke and Yoda, obviously. Oh, look at that, Homer Simpson and Krusty. That's a really cool
Oh,
one. Vader, obviously. But it seems, and then Groot, one of your favorites, right? You have this one.
I am Groot.
Leia, pretty cool. Seems like the possibilities are sort of endless through the broad range that they created for
It's
this.
animals, dogs, birds, cats,
Yeah,
all
Disney.
mixed in with Thanos.
I think I saw some Lord of the Rings before. Wow, that's actually kind of straying a little bit from the abstract, right? Modeling to something that looks pretty
Yeah, those are
specific.
technically not brickheads, but they pop up
Oh, I see.
in
Okay,
the filter.
my bad. We'll go back and get back to BrickHeadz. But you kind of shouted some of these out as your favorites. What are your like true favorites that you've either seen or want or have in your collection?
Well, a big DC and Marvel guy. So we've got a collection of Batman. We did these short with all the Batmans that you could build.
Yeah, that was one of our more popular
Check that
shorts.
out.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. And right on cue, there's the Batman 8-in-1, right? This is it, sort of, right?
Yeah, so that was it. Yep.
Now, it has a lot of extra
So you could build
pieces,
one
right?
of the 8 versions.
But that's all you
It
could do
gave
at a
you,
time, right?
some variations. Right. There it is, the goat.
This one
There,
here.
unfortunately, has Ben Affleck.
This is Ben
Yep.
Affleck. But it still looks cool, you know. I mean, like I wasn't a big fan of that movie, but I like the styling of the Batman costume. This is this
My
the
issue with this one set is they did not include a instruction manual. They forced you to go on the app,
interesting,
and that was a little bit annoying. There's the emo Robert Pattinson. They gave him the little sad look.
right? Yeah, I'm so sad, right? But a good movie. I really like that
But
Batman.
I love that movie. The second one's just about to start filming, I believe.
Fingers crossed. I don't know. The second Joker was pretty bad, but hopefully they'll stay true to kind of the theme on the Batman. But that's pretty neat. So just yeah, once again, if you purchase this, you can only make one of these figures at a time. So if you wanted all eight, you'd have to buy eight of this box, correct?
You would have to buy all eight. Yes,
Yeah, but sold out. So it was 1749. These are done. So this will be retired soon. I don't know. And then
that's retired.
I guess like anything else, like if you keep it new in the box and don't open it, then you can sell it at a higher price, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So
But that's where if you want to buy it loose, you could get a decent deal probably.
right.
There's a bunch of Harry Potter, some
Iron
Mickey
Spider-Man,
Mouse,
some hybrid figures.
Sonic the Hedgehog,
Yeah, some Sonic universe stuff here.
Groot, the second Groot.
They really, really just
There's Star Wars for you, The Phantom Menace, your favorite movie.
not my favorite movie,
Darth
but
Maul.
again, these things are
The
so
Queen Amidala is
cool.
really the Queen Amidala is great.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's really neat. Great styling. I don't know who that is. Almost looks like Iron Man, but that's not it. And there's the bad guy from that movie,
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. And there's oh my God, there it is. Our fans'
Jar
favorite. Our
Jar.
fans love Jar Jar Binks for some reason. I don't get it, but people want Jar Jar. So and little Anakin, Annie, as he was known. Interesting.
Right. I do not want Jar Jar. I'd rather have Natalie Portman. And, as always, I'm looking for a wife. So, Natalie, if you're listening or watching,
I think
watch,
she's a
comment, and
subscriber,
enjoy.
right? So,
Yeah, probably.
but how can I sort so that
Stuff from Minecraft.
we don't see the retired ones? Oh, availability, right? So availability, not retired, available now. Let's go. All right, so oh, this is pretty cool. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles all
Vincent
together.
Van Gogh, isn't he one of them?
No, not exactly, but you're on the right
Hmm.
track.
Again, here's another issue I have with the BrickHeadz line. So they make Eeyore, popular from Winnie the Pooh, but they don't make Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, that's odd.
They just randomly threw Eeyore in there, a character that is beloved but has nothing to do with anything else.
Yeah, it's odd. Just like sort of a one-off, right? And they call it like an exclusive. So also might have some like limited time. And then wait, Transformers. So they don't transform. That's not possible. You could build one or the other. Is that the deal?
I don't know about that one. I haven't looked into it, but it may transform. They do have some Lego that transforms into other neat little things.
Well, that is sharp. I like this one a lot. It's a little pricey for 25 bucks, but I guess you get both models in the kit. Is that the idea? But this one is
Yes.
super cool. That's really neat. Again, I just kind of missed this. It wasn't really in my like on my radar. But you can buy these at like Walmart and stuff, right?
Walmart, Target.
Yeah, any of the big retailers. That's really cool. Look at this one for Wally, and it's Eve and Wally. Again, I think you get to build both from the pieces that come
Yeah.
in the kit, and it's 20 bucks, so it's a little bit less than the last one we saw, which was 25.
Yeah, that's another great aspect of it is they are relatively inexpensive. And again, quick builds, nothing that's going to take weeks or months.
I
And
guess.
just a neat variety. There's the Stranger
Yeah,
Things.
my daughter loves Stranger Things, and that's a cool representation of the cast from that show. That's pretty neat. I guess I'm just too late to the party on this because a lot of the ones that I would have liked to have had are now retired. But here's an Optimus Prime, so yeah, I mean, I'm definitely in the.
Maybe have a cohort that has some of them, and if you're nice to him and you don't call him an ass and other things, maybe he would share.
Maybe, but I'm not counting on it. Well, this was the page of what's available, and it's a pretty short list. So they're creating some
Uh,
demand around these, and
there may be another page.
no,
No, one
that's
of
it,
one.
one of
Interesting.
one. So I'm gonna pop over to eBay and just search brickheads, and this is probably where you're gonna see some marked up. Oh wow! So here you go. Here's the Marty McFly and Doc Brown, $70. So wow, something that was probably originally $25 is now going for almost three times the cost.
Maybe if you went back to the future, you'd be able to get it at retail.
Too late. Too late. Mr. Incredible and Frozone,
Magnificent.
sealed and open, 37.50. So that's about 100% markup. This is wild. So there's a pretty substantial secondary market for these. Leia, $25, but built already, right? So not in the box. Well, well, well. Goes
So
to
one of
show you.
my little tricks is I buy used lots of them where they're missing pieces, and you could get them relatively cheap, maybe $4 to $5 per figure. But you've got to, buy extra pieces to complete them. They usually are missing legs for whatever reason.
Huh. Interesting.
And I like to, I buy the pieces because I like to customize them. So, like with Luke and Han Solo, they didn't make them in the stormtrooper outfits. So I would buy a Luke and a Han and just pop the heads off and put it on the torso of a stormtrooper.
It's clever. Great way to do it. And fun, too, right? Like you can just get creative and do some of your own stuff. It's a
Yes,
cool concept.
definitely indeed.
Even Chip and Dale, like, I don't know, like, I don't see them as being the more popular Disney character, 32.99. That Tom and Jerry, $25. So as you say, you might just have to go back in the future. I have been collecting these all these years, like Greg did. Pretty smart, Greg, because these seem to really have appreciated value. But any other tips or tricks or insight into BrickHeads before we? All
Just type in Comic Con after the BrickHeads, and
right, watch this.
this was a disappointment because there were so many different characters that I wanted that only came exclusively at Comic Con,
Whew.
and you're talking four, five, six, $700.
Yeah. Wow.
There's a nice Spider-Man and Venom, $600,
Yeah, it's pretty cool. This is really neat. This one.
and then
Um,
Black Panther and Doctor Strange, and those weren't released. But there's an interesting one in between those. The Lego Heads Go Brick Me. If you
okay.
click on that, so this was designed so that you could build and customize your own character, build yourself, build your friends. So you got a ton of different pieces, a ton of different skin tones, and this was a great one to just start out with.
That's neat,
So you could build, whoever you wanted,
and it's $50.
different outfits, different striped shirts. And I don't think that's that much more than when it came out.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a
I think it may
lot of
have been.
pieces in this kit,
I think it may have been like 34.95.
huh? In a lot of ways, yeah, as you're saying, to like customize, the little
And again, it's always cheaper if
figurine.
there's no licensing involved.
Sure.
If it's just a generic brick.
Who you calling a brick? All right. Well, this has been a cool journey. I'm definitely out of my depth. You are obviously an expert, but I just feel like I missed out on this one. Even like these oddball things look cool. Like that clown is kind of neat, and some of the pets and animals. But you know, there's a market, out there, and somebody's willing to pay these prices, I guess, right? Because $700, that is a bona fide collectible right there.
There it is. Boba Fett.
This is it, right?
Boba Fett.
And it's sealed, right? Is that the deal? So
It
that
is
is pretty
sealed.
cool. And it's as if he was sealed in the carbonite there. That's pretty funny. But $549 or best offer. Maybe I can make an offer for $50 and see if they take it. But all boxed up, I guess I would leave it. I wouldn't open it, right? I mean, as cool as it looks to build for $549, it would just.
Like I said, I bought one years ago, and I've got that still sealed. It would be nice to open and build, but
So you have
probably just
this.
keep it sealed. Yes.
Yeah, wow. And did you get it for like, original like retail price, like cheap?
No, I paid 200 secondary market.
Oh yeah, yeah. And now, but look at that. You've more than doubled your investment. So pretty sharp.
Well, we haven't looked at sold items, but that's what they're asking.
Yeah. Pretty wild, pretty wild. Well, if you're watching this and you have these, we'd love to see your comments on which ones are your favorites. Did you get one of these for a really good price and now it's worth, hundreds of dollars? We'd love to hear about that experience. And then, anything else you'd like to share on this? We love your comments, and it always, it's fascinating to see, what you're all doing out there. So thanks for watching us. And I'll let Greg wrap it up with.
Watch, enjoy, comment, like, and subscribe.